Okay, we are going to be doing this landscape today. I have it all kind of sketched out, but honestly, there's kind of not a lot to sketch in what we're doing here. So landscapes can be very challenging. And we're gonna do this together. I'm gonna be with you every step of the way. It might turn out great, it might not, but we can do it and we can do it together. So the first thing that I always like to remember is you really want to move light to dark. So I want to begin with this yellow and make sure that I'm capturing the yellow in this picture. I'm thinking that that's a lemon yellow that I want to capture. So I'm going to just grab a little of that in here. And there's some over this way. It's very light, but there is some over this way as well. And there's a little that's in this. Now, while this is drying, I want to check in down here. So what I want to do is I want to capture that pink orange color. I'm moving to my bigger brush here. And I don't know, it's kind of a combination of red. Let me see if I can show you what I'm doing. I have this red and I want to capture, it's pink, it's orange. I want it to feel vibrant. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I want to drop in a little more yellow into this where I see the reflection from the sky yellow. So that would be like almost right here. That's being dropped in. And I'm doing that while it's wet. And this is very light over here. And it's almost more pink than anything in this spot here. And it's a little bit bluish on the left over here. So I'm gonna drop in some blue. Okay, wonderful. Now that really mostly needs to dry. However, what I want to do is I want to get the blue lines that I see. Okay, now that really needs to dry down here. Let's see how we're doing up here. Okay, this isn't fully dry, but I think we can start bringing in some of that reddish color for the sky. And I'm avoiding the yellow as I'm putting this in. And I see a very strong red here. And that almost becomes like a purple in between. So I don't want to hit that red because it's still wet, the red of the ocean line. So I'm letting that kind of bleed in, but I want to let that be. Okay. I see just kind of a lighter blue. See that pink up here. See some strong lines up here. We've got some of that yellow happening in this area. I want to kind of bring that in. I don't want to turn it green, but I do want to bring that in. I can bring a little red up in here. All right, we're getting there. This is a quick one, but it's super fun. And then you can see we've got some of the pink still kind of in the water right in here. I'm gonna bring that in this area and in here. And I'll bring some more Payne's Gray, darken that up. And in the foreground, we have this blue. That is not what I was going for. I want this to be a stronger line. I didn't want that to bleed that way. So there we go. Okay, now letting it dry. Okay, now that it's more dry, I want to go in and fix a few things. So I really like how this has bloomed over here because it helps add to that painted sky watercolor feel that the picture already has, right? So that is really neat how that's in there like that. And we can even make the sky feel a little bit more dramatic by adding in some of these darker places where we see that it's darker. But I do want to go in and tighten some of this up. So I'm just gonna, this bloomed and I tried to fix it because I want a real strong line right there. That doesn't need to be quite that strong. So I'm picking it up. Because it's not exactly if I'm looking at this, the line for the water is actually down here. And so that water gets the really pretty, and I don't even know if I'll be able to capture it the way I want to capture it, but there's this really pretty orange red in here. And this is the water line right here. And that it's bringing that in, that reflection. And bringing it in where we see it too. So just bringing some lines in. And there's this really beautiful like Payne's Gray blue that I just want to get that in here as well. And then we want to make it really dark in this foreground. So it is basically, I'm going to make it basically black, but a nice watercolor black. Bumping it right up against where that water is coming in. All right. And letting that dry, but there you pretty much have it. There's some things that you can go in and do. I'm going to switch brushes here. Moving to my round 6, I want to play with like a blue black and kind of a purple blue-black, and more blue than red. And I want to bring just kind of that in here. And kind of lighten up in here. There we go. So it's just adding to the drama of the sky. I do see there's these spots where the yellow can be just a little bit more in this area. So you could kind of give that over here. And I have a really good yellow that does allow me to still bring yellow over top after things are dry and maybe not turn too much to like a, what would the color be? I would say not be too mixing once I put it on top of another color, like let it actually sit there. And so much down here. I want to kind of blend this a little bit more, but I do need things to dry before I do that. I want to make this darker down here. I want to make it darker, and I almost want to bring some brown into this. I want to make it, you know, show that it's sand, but keep it really dark. I'm going to add a lot of Van Dyke brown. These colors that we have up in the sky, we want to bring some of those in here. Get some of this. I do want to reflect the yellow a little bit more here. So I'm going to strengthen that yellow. And I'm bringing it, I'm not afraid to bring it over here. And then the other thing that I want to do is I do want to take some of the colors that I painted the sky and bring them in a little bit more over here because it's the reflection off the water. And then when that dries, I want to sharpen up some of the waves that I see. I am going to bring some more purple in here with my round 6. I want to get that color. Okay, now I think this is dry enough for me to bring in really a strong blue for these waves. Or little, they're not waves, they're like, you know, water undulations. And even in some of this, I'm just trying to really darken up the lines a bit. Okay, I think we're done. So now it is the time. We will go ahead and remove the tape. Always the most fun part. And there we go. That is our landscape, our seascape watercolor.